Happy Women's History Month, celebrating us, our accomplishments to the world, and so much more. Fashion Dolls, welcome to another episode of Style by Stevie, the day after we hit our huge milestone, 1,000 interviews. And we are back with the beautiful, my girl, holistic health practitioner, bereavement chaplain, and coach, my girl, Carolyn Jones. Welcome back to the Dollhouse. It's such a pleasure to have you back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Such a pleasure. How has 2026 been for you thus far?
Well, it's been wonderful because, as you know, I'm a clinic coordinator for Healing Project Mobile Clinic, and we've been expanding. We've been focusing on helping people emotionally and physically get through the turmoil and also find peace within themselves.
And I know with everything that's going on, the state of the world, a lot of people are just worried. They're fearful of what's going to be the next outcome. You know, a lot of people are just like, how can I come back to a sense of myself and be at peace? And even with me, my mom's been sick. I've been battling with that, hosting this platform, and then accomplishing a huge milestone behind the scenes, managing the chaos of my life as well too, and then trying to keep it all together. So today's Fashion Dolls, if you're wondering what the conversation is, it's basically navigating through chaos, finding peace in a midst of chaos, making sure that you stay true to who you are and not losing yourself with everything that is going on, whether it may be the war, whether it may be all of these things we're seeing it. But you have to make sure you're maintaining and protecting your peace as well. And that is key and crucial. So, Carolyn, what are ways that people can navigate through the chaos in their lives, whether it may be in the world, whether it may be their jobs, anything that is stressing them out? Because we all go through different things. And we're just figuring out, just like anybody else, because we're human. And that's what makes us human is that we go through these things, you know? So, what are ways that people can navigate and just stay in tune and at peace with one?
Well, as always, the first line of attack is oneself to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, getting the rest you need, getting the sleep you need, eating properly, because that really does have an impact on your moods and emotions. Also, getting the proper exercise, being around the right people. And one of the most important things that I feel is to read read uh, information that deals with your health, but also read history so that you can find your placement by seeing how our ancestors dealt with the persecutions that they experienced. And if you don't know your history, you don't have a plan. You don't even have the beginning of a plan. So, I would definitely advise that and minimize the amount of time that you involve yourself with the troubles of the world. Okay. Try to stay abreast of it, certainly, and fix what you can fix and just find peace so that you can think clearly. And there are many different ways that you can find peace. You could do herb teas. There's ashwagandha, blue vervain, mugwort, mugwort. All three of those herbs will help you get a good night's sleep and will calm your nervous system. And flower essences will help you with your emotions. But in these days and times, what the climate feels like is a domestic violence situation that where you feel like you're being stalked. So you can't really sink yourself into that. Just like with any abusive situation, you have to ground yourself and recognize your own power because look, we're all human. The persecutors are human and the people who are being persecuted are human. So the power can seem as if it is overwhelming, and in certain aspects, it can be. but you do have control over yourself. If you can keep control over yourself, then you can live to see another day with a state of mind that is comfortable for you and the people around you. Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to my brother K Tooks, host of the K Tooks Spot. Make sure you guys go and check out his platform as well. We are here with my girl, Carolyn Jones, and we are talking about navigating through the midst of chaos. And to that point as well, too, I would add on because she gave a list of some keys that can help you get a good night's sleep. Because I know we're always constantly in our phones, and I know for me, hosting this platform, keeping people alert on what is going on, it takes a toll on me. So sometimes I have to take a break, but I'm just like, okay, I've become used to it. I know it's like in a way sadomasochist. Is that the word for it? Because you're so numb to it. But even I have to take breaks sometimes, which is why I take time for myself. And you guys know I preach a lot about self care. And we just talked about that last week with Daylon Burks, who is a black man. And black men indulge in self care as well too. And it's easy for us as women, Carolyn, we know this. Women, we get our hair done, we get our nails done, we go to a spa, we get a massage, we get all of these different things done to us. But what Daylon said when we did our conversation last week is that men are indulging in self care as well too, and there's nothing wrong with that. So make sure that you are being gentle to yourself because you're sacred, you're precious. You can't, and I reassure you guys this all the time. You cannot pour from an empty cup if you're constantly giving so much of yourself. And my mom is just like, I know you get tired because I'm like, I'm the only one that's doing for her, knowing how to navigate with her sickness, with her illness. And K Troops can attest to this because I call him and I'm just like, brother, sometimes it's just too much. It's overwhelming. And he will tell me, sometimes you have to take a break because you don't want to be overwhelmed. Because it's like when you pack a suitcase, only so much can that suitcase. And some of the stuff you're going to have to take out in order for it to close. And that's how our minds are. We are being bombarded by these headlines 24/7 as we're scrolling down our feed. It's no good news. But there's every blue moon we'll get some good news, but it's just like something bad is happening. Something bad is happening. And I want people to remain optimistic that, as Carolyn stated in the mid part of what she was just saying, which is our ancestors. These are things that our ancestors have endured and experienced. And now it's just like, well, it can't happen to this generation. It's like my how the tables have turned. And now it's on the next generation. It's on us. It's on, our forefathers, our ancestors, our great. These are my grandmother will be 82 this year, and it's just like these are stories that she told us growing up when my mom was at, and she would have to babysit us, or she'd be changing our diaper, whatever it may be. These are things that my grandmother warned me about that would happen. My mom also, well, too, she said that sometimes it feels like end times, but you have to remain optimistic. And I know I get a lot of DMs as well as Carol from people saying, "What can we do to stay afloat? What can we do? We're scared. We don't know what to do." And I get the afraid messages all the time. And I'm like, you got to remain hopeful. And more importantly, find something. You cannot let fear stop you from doing what you need to do, which is living, which is breathing, which is existing. Because I know a lot of us share these same sentiments. And it is perfect to know that you are not alone in this. And even me, I was like, what's going to come next? C1, what's going to happen next? You know, I'm just like, I'm going to keep living it. We're going to keep existing. I'm going to keep making sure that my village, my tribe, my community, pour into your community, surround yourself with people. And even for me, the resources of family and time is limited as well, too, because every one of my family members has things going on in their life. Their work schedule is crazy, whether it may be getting a ride, transportation, whatever it may be. Everybody has their own schedule. But we always try to make sure that we make time for one another, and that is key and precious because time is of the essence. And this year alone, we've lost so many people. And the most unexpected that I was not expecting on my bingo card was Reverend Dr. Jesse Jackson. And Carolyn, I'm pretty sure you saw it, girl. Like that took me for a loop. I'm like, wait, what? Not Reverend Jesse Jackson? Like I studied this man growing up in school. Like this can't be. Shout out to you. Hey, girl. Hey, Chef Guy. Hi, Deshaun. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my amazing colleagues and my fashion dolls that are just coming in. We are talking about navigating peace and navigating through chaos and maintaining your peace. That's what we're talking about here with Carolyn Jones and the current state of the world, the climate. Because I know a lot of people are just like, well, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Yes, that's what he said. I am somebody. And those words, I want y'all to resonate with what Deshaun just said. I want y'all to resonate with that because that is true. You are somebody. You are human. You deserve to be here. Your feelings are valid. And that also is what Reverend Dr. Jesse Jackson stated in that speech. You know, I get it. Yes. Black people, we are human beings. But we have feelings, we have emotions, and we have to process just like anybody else. So don't hold on to whatever it is that's bothering you. Talk to somebody because the resources are there. And it's okay. K Tooks will pick up the phone and call me. When I was setting up this show here with this beautiful lady over here to my right, if you're in your phone, you know, it'll be in opposite direction. This beautiful lady over here, when I was talking with her, because I texted all of the women that I'm close with that are good girlfriends, friends, family members, aunts, my mom, everybody, happy Women's History Month. She said, girl, we need to set up something. Me and Carol set this show here up just through that. And I think a lot of people have concerns on what they can do to navigate with their everyday lives. What can we do? Because this is not normal. We know it's not normal. We've never. It's just like when 2020 happened, the pandemic, and I was talking to Marco Luis as well, Carolyn. And I was telling him when I did my interview with him, I said, we never experienced anything like this in 2020. It felt like the end of the world because we were all social distance. We were apart. Whereas how we are now, we were doing interviews how we're doing them currently right now, but not in person. Even if you're an actor, be, you know, you would have to do it virtually. Your auditions would be virtually. So a lot of people would have to figure out how to navigate. So with this, we're having to figure out how to navigate to maintain our peace, to prioritize all of that. Because remember, oh yeah, brainwashing. I'll dive into that a little bit more later. But Carolyn is villages and tribes during these trying times that we're all facing because it's okay. I want you guys to to know this. Know this for sure. You are not alone and you are not the only one facing what the world is facing.
Yes, I see someone mention museums. There are so many things around
Mm,
us that allow us to disconnect. That when I speak to people, often they don't use them, like museums, like botanic gardens, like bodies of water. Not to go to the beach necessarily to lay out in the sun, but to just walk along the water and watch the flow of the water. We're in New York, and I
mm.
recommend ferry hopping. You know, I do ferry hopping sometimes to just observe the flow of the water so that I can get in with that flow in my life. Someone was talking about meditation with me, and I suggested that one practices in a way that their life becomes the meditation. That way, whatever happens, you can maintain yourself so that you can help others, but you have to help yourself first.
Absolutely. It starts within, and you cannot pour from an empty cup. And there's so many outlets out here. There's Black Girl Yoga, which is, and it's a few other. And it's a new content creator that I came across. I was just randomly scrolling through here on YouTube, and his name is Joey Digital. And Carolyn, when I tell you, he reminds me a little bit of two of my colleagues, Bubs the God. Bubs has an energy about him. I'm describing him because Carolyn's never met him. You guys know Bubs in your comic Smashing Dogs. Y'all know him. He's been on the show with me, and I'm always on the panel. We're in proximity. We talk to each other every day. Bubs has an energy that is infectious. He will make you laugh, and I love him for that. And you need people like that in your life. This new creator, his name is Joey Digital. And you guys can go and check him out. And he does meditation. He goes, I think he's in the LA area, if I'm not mistaken, and he does it with his GoPro. He's like the energy that Buzz Bubs has, and my other colleague now, Stefan, who has a certain litness, as the babies would say nowadays. They have a certain energy about them that is just infectious. And when they go into a room, it's like if you have a party going on, the party won't start until Bubs or either my other colleague Constance, any of them will get there. They have a certain energy. And those are the type of people that you need to help you navigate through all of the dark times that we're having right now. It's important to keep someone that is there to make you laugh, that is there to pick you up. K Tukes will do the same as well too. He will call me and he will make certain jokes. So it's important to find the humor in the darkness, but still don't get carried away by the darkness, if you guys know what I mean. And what I mean by that is don't think of it as this is the end time. Think of it as, do y'all see a shift that's happening? Because we are revolting. We are revolting to the Shine's point. They're thinking that they can brainwash our minds with all of this negativity because as black people, for us, 400 years, we know this has been our story. Uh, Systematically, systemically, financially, all of these things they're doing to hurt us, it can take a toll on us mentally as black people. And the key thing is to remain optimistic and hopeful. We've seen when he got sworn in the Orange Piggy, as I call him, uh, like I was saying, and I teased with my K-Tooks about it in the time, the Orange Piggy. We have a little running joke. When he got inaugurated in, uh, people were messaging me. My DMs were off the hook, Carolyn. I was just like, girl, Miss Stevie, what do we do? What do we do? Where do we go from here? Well, I'm scared. I'm not, I was born in this country, but what if they ship, all of these things. People had concerns. And I told them, do not fret, do not fear. Use your voice. Use your outlet. Your creativity can be your sanity. And I know me doing Style by Stevie, 1,000 episodes and interviews of so many people that I've sat with from different walks of life, from different parts of the entertainment business, everyday people, all of that has been an escape for me as well to share bits and pieces of my story. And I know that a lot of people can take away from my guest story as well too. So find that outlet that works for you. And I know for me, I told my mom this. I said, Mama, this has been like therapy for me, being able to get out. But then when I'm done with it, now I'm having to figure out how to still maintain my peace and give people the news, give people what's going on in the world. I have to work on finding myself an escape. You have to find a safe plan. My safe plan in my downtime, and I kid you not, K2 certain things. He knows that I love fashion. He knows that I love to shop. He knows that I'm always changing my hair. That's been my escape. But uh, I love puzzles. I love to read. As Carolyn said, study your history. Deshaun mentioned it in the comments earlier. Museums. Museums are important right now. Understanding your history so that you don't go back. They're trying to take us back to is key and important as well too. Study, study, study. How do I know so much about fascism, white supremacy, imperialism? Because I studied. I took government economics. I took American history, world studies, or social studies. So that's know so much about it. And it's important. So if someone, I think it was Steph Scott, she left a comment under one of my posts because I've been, Women's History Month is March. It's for celebrating women, our amazing accomplishments and achievements to the world. And I've been highlighting remarkable women each week. Each week, if style by CG underscore daytime, you're going to see a new woman being highlighted. And it's been mostly a mix, women of color and black women because we are the underdogs. We don't get enough credit for what we have contributed to in this world. So I said, let me highlight these women. Their stories need to be told. You're very well educated and still a sweet person. Thank you, brother. And both the guys said it too. You're very intelligent. How do you know so much about fascism and Hitler and imperialism? I studied this, and these are things that we all study. And the majority of some of the friends that are in the crew took courses on it in college and studied it as well too. So it's important that you understand your history so that you move forward and you don't repeat it to where they're trying to turn the clock back to take us back to times where it's just like we didn't have a voice. And especially women, they want to silence our voice. What the say back would do, not to dive too deep into it. But you guys know where I stand. Y'all know me and Carolyn over here, 92 percenters. If y'all watched our first conversation, y'all know we didn't vote for this. Black women overwhelmingly, we did not vote for this. So to make it plain in layman's terms, make sure that you are educating your people around you. If you have the knowledge and God has given you the knowledge and ability to study it, educate your people around you. The Save Act, what the Save Act would do to elaborate on that, it would disenfranchise women. It would take away our rights to vote. It would disenfranchise people of color or black people. It would take away our rights to vote. And that's what the late Reverend Jesse Jackson and the late John Lewis says, you got to be the good kind of trouble. You got to cause a riot. You got to cause a disruption. And I love being a troublemaker and shaking the table and causing a scene. Y'all think Stevie is classy, but I'm also fiery. I'm radical.
But it's very important to,
Yes,
I think the theme of what we have to be about is going back to the statement, be still and know. Like, get quiet within yourself so that spiritual downloads can come through, because we have the answer. We've been here before, we've lived it over and over and over again. And unfortunately, in some cases, we've not taken the time to believe that it could happen again in a more forceful way. We thought we were safe. And it turns out we're not very safe. So there is a counter to the argument, and it's up to us to find out what that counter is and what we want it to look like, and then activate the tools that it takes to put it in place, to put the solution in the forefront so that our children can have a better life. Because at this point, it's about their future as much as it's about our present.
that part, girl. And not only just what Carolyn said. Oh, I love what you said. Because either they're getting abused or they're being yes. And we've heard the adage, hurt people hurt people. Deshaun just said it in the hurt people hurt people. What they have been taught growing up is what they've taught their children. So do you see how or the cycle that chain reaction goes on? It sets off one domino and then it knocks another one down and then it knocks another one down. The domino effect. It's all going to go down. And it's important that you break the curses and be not were taught. So that means if you were taught bigotry and hatred and that is all you know, you need to unlearn it. And it's up to you to dig within your soul and look at moral compass and say, why do I hate people that don't look like me? Why do I hate women? Why do I hate all of these things? These people are just trying to exist. And there have been some people who have come to a common that, okay, these people are not doing anything to me so bad after all. I think black people are pretty cool, and we are because we babies in the ballroom would say, "Clock it, we are." How we are the inventors, but we also have to sit down. Think wrong with sitting down and having a conversation with somebody and educating them how offensive sometimes your behavior and your actions and your vote has hurt people as an end result. There's nothing wrong with that, and trust me, I've had it all the time. I've had people and seen videos of people saying, "I regret how I voted. I regret this." And it's up to them. Sometimes people, we've heard our parents say this. Sometimes they have to their own. Sometimes they have to learn the hard way, and that's what they are having to do right now. They're having to learn the hard way. Bigotry and racism is, and unfortunately, we're all having to pay for that. I'm loving Miss Carolyn Jones' vibe and presence, and that's why I invited this beautiful lady back because I knew we needed an escape to get away from all of the madness. We're still having to fight it and debunk. It's like, every minute you're having to put your guard, you're having to debunk, you're having to fight. It's like a warrior, you have armor on. Some of us have that. But there's sometimes where you have to pull that armor down because you want to be vulnerable. And there's nothing wrong with being vulnerable and sharing how you feel. Just know that there are people out here who care in this world and who feel the same sentiments you have. No, these kids are doing the things that the grown relate. Yes, 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 yes. They're being taught. And listen to this. It's up to us as the authority figures. As that I have a nephew now who's 2 years old. And if you guys watched my stories this morning, a little bit of the backstory. My mom was doing my hair yesterday. I went to my brother's house because my mom got that kind of late from my nephew had a fever, still burning up with a fever. Y'all send him some love. Uh, Jumping around and through the grace of God, picked up a hair comb, Carolyn. Y'all, my nephew is a baby still. Picked up a hair comb. My mom, because she was braiding me down. Y'all know Miss Stevie wears her girl. She wears her wigs. I love a good wig with me. And I love changing it up. Uh, Picked up the hair comb that my mom had. It was a bunch of hair combs and rubber bands and stuff scattered on the bed because she had to braid me down. Picked up the hair comb and I'm feeling something right here standing up on my shoulder on the bed. He called himself trying to comb the hair. My mom just bust out laughing. We both did it funny. So these babies are learning at a young age. So teach them something productive to do instead of teaching them bigotry and hate and how to bully other people who don't look like them, who don't think like them, who don't, worship like them. God made this world or the universe or whatever you believe in because everybody's spirituality is intact and tune is different.
Had to have a conversation with my mom on, which is, everybody's not going to be the same. God made us different. The universe made us different. Everybody's going to worship differently. Everybody's going to have their own relationship with the man or the creator. And with that being said, it's important that we, as the authority figures, myself and Carolyn, or you guys at home, anybody who's looking out or caring for somebody, it's important that the next generation coming up, the youth, the youngins, that they understand that they have a place in this world as well too. That they too are somebody. And that we too also, as the authority figures, will protect them and not do the things that the orange piggy has done. So we have to reassure them that they are important in this world. Because sometimes, I wish we had programs. I wish they would still make it, the Boys and Girls Club. And remember, they had Denzel Washington as the spokesperson. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember those programs? They would advertise it. You go in the car, you driving. You going. Me and my neighbor or classmate or my friend, my childhood friend. His aunt would take us to go. We would all pack up the car and we'd go to McDonald's and we play in the balls and everything. And we hear on the radio about the Boys and Girls Club. And his aunt at the time talked to us about how important it was to find something productive to do. Don't grow up in the world. He's doing a terrible job when it comes to the next generation. You don't care. Yeah, they don't care about the children. That's where we fall in as the teachers and the nation's leaders. I was reading a story just the other day about a young man, a little boy, and his teacher adopted him and took him in. He had glasses on and everything. I'm like, this is the next generation that we have to be teaching, following in the right footsteps, finding something productive and not harmful to other people. And that's what we have to do. So as long as I have oxygen and air in my body, I'm going to continue and blood running through my veins. I'm going to continue to keep educating and bringing awareness using Style by Stevie. And I'm going to do it in a way that's hip, that's revolutionary, where it's not boring because kids have such a short attention span. So if you have nieces, you have nephews, like my nephew I was talking about yesterday, he went from combing my hair to jumping on the bed. Lilo and Stitch was on the TV. My brother put Lilo and Stitch on for him. His uncle, put Lilo and Stitch on the television for him. And he went from watching that to going back to playing in the hair combs. I mean, they have such a short attention span. They don't stay on one thing. And as they grow older, and they get into the academic phase where they want to start competing in sports, where they want to start, joining the band or whatever, or the chorus or whatever it may be. They're going to change it up. So get used to that. They're going to change it up. They're going to like different things. So we have to make sure that we are instilling a positive influence into them and making sure that we are protecting them and looking out for them as well too. So absolutely. I just wanted to add on to that point for Sean. Did I miss anything? I'm hearing so many articles of this. Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's overwhelming. But see, they're doing what fascists do. Fascists do what's called flooding the zone, where they have you so deeply, it's almost like you're drowning. Like, and Carolyn, you can attest to this as someone who is spiritual or holistic. Your mental health because you're reading so many bad things going on in the world. It's like you turn on the TV, you scroll down your phone, you're looking at it, you're seeing it with your own two eyes. They want you to see what they see, but we see the actual reality of it. That's how fascism works. They're doing what's called flooding the zone. And when you flood the zone, it's so overwhelming. It's like, oh my God, I'm swimming, but I'm drowning at the same time. I'm sinking. I'm going lower and lower because it's so much water. It's so much news you don't know which way to turn to, what to go, what to do, any of that, because it's overwhelming. You have to make sure that you are protecting your peace. And that is sacred. And I tell you guys this all the time. I know I have to unplug sometimes from sharing news. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I keep you guys everything that's going on. It is important to do that. Stay alert. But you also have to make sure that you're maintaining peace as well too. So you might see a post on Ginger Rogers, you might see a post on Marilyn Monroe, you might see me post about makeup and fashion because I like to switch it up. And in order to be revolutionary, one has to be different or dare to be different. So to anybody out there, who is uh, what they consider the black sheep because you speak out on world issues, you speak out on the climate or whatever. Just know that there are people in this world too who are also the black sheep that are different, and there's nothing wrong with that, or an outlaw or an outcast, as they would say. There's nothing wrong with you. You are divine, and you are the Creator's well-being. He created you in His likeness, the universe. Anybody, whatever you believe in, whether it may be Judah, Jahira, Jireh, whatever you believe in, the universe, the creator, just know that you have a divine purpose. And for us as black women, because they say black women birthed the world, the nation, black women, we are the culture innovators, myself and Carolyn, as two African American women here sitting here in front of you, giving you this information. We are the vessels of this world. So whereas they think that they can erase our history, our lineage, we will always stand firm on the right side of history because we know we were right all along. So to Deshaun's point, whereas they're thinking that they're doing something by diminishing us, they're erasing us and our existence, it can be heartbreaking. You're looking and you're seeing, the National African American Museum, and they're pushing back things that, about slavery or whatever it may be, that we know the real true history of. It angers you. It makes you angry. Sometimes I'm angry. I'm just like, I'm so angry. I don't know what to do. Channel that anger into something. And that is the next part of the conversation. Carolyn, because I know people feel a different rate of emotions, what would you suggest to anybody that is feeling anger? Because I know it makes us all angry. Like you're so mad, you don't know what to do, where to turn to. What are ways that people can tap into that anger, that feeling, productively?
Well, I think it's very important that we keep the phraseology in mind that we've heard over the last week. That is, I am somebody. Keep hope alive, keep the faith, and uh, remembering that there is no progress without struggle. So things, even in life, are not always hunky dory. You know,
Mm,
we have to find solutions for our own lives, our own personal matters, and world affairs are no different. But if we don't study and just let things happen to us, even in our lives, you can't let life happen to you. You have to seek out solutions to correct any trauma, any unforeseen circumstances that may arise. It all is the same thing. We have to care about each other, work together, unite, be of one mind, which I don't really feel we are of one mind, and we need to work our way toward that goal. Yeah.
And my colleague Bubs to God, I keep bragging on him because Carolyn, you have to meet him. He's amazing. He says this all the time at the end of his live sometimes. Work on loving yourself as well too. Just know that there are people out there who care for you, who also are feeling the same sentiments that you feel. So that means my rage, it's not really rage, it's passion. Because that's another thing. It's dangerous when because they label us as black women as angry or ghetto or all of these things. I wanted to touch on that because it's not anger, it's passion. It's because for 400 years we've felt this. We've seen our men, our husbands, our boyfriends, brothers, uncles, whoever lose their lives because of the color of their skin. We are seeing all of that, the injustice play out right before our very eyes. So it's not anger, it's passion because we understand it. We understand our history, we understand our lineage as black people and as black women. So it's important that you channel that anger and that frustration into something. Find yourself a hobby. My mama says she wants to get into knitting, she wants to sew, she wants to do all of these things, even with gardening. Gardening is a thing. Like a green thumb. I, on the other hand, do not. I prefer artificial flowers. So for decor purposes, so I tapped into my it's a woman by the name of, and I'm pretty sure you know her, Carolyn. Her name is Marie Kondo. And what she does is she changes people's lives. Like if you we talk about getting rid of the bad people out of our lives, the people that don't mean us any good, she wants you to get rid of the things that no longer serve you purpose. And that sometimes that would mean people too. But it means you're holding on to things like it can be a handkerchief. And you're just like, I don't need it anymore from an old boyfriend. It can be a love letter. Why am I holding on to these things? They no longer serve me purpose. Now I'm not saying don't get get rid of them, but if they hold sentimental value to you, yes. But she's saying if they if they cause you pain, if they cause you harm or anything, or they make you think about that dark place, remove them out of your life. And me, I'm slowly but surely decluttering my life, my room, decluttering my mind because it's overwhelmed, consumed by doing so much, balancing out hosting this platform, taking care of my mom, which has been a lot, making sure that she stays on top of everything, getting her meds, making sure that she gets everything that she needs. It's been me mostly doing it and balancing that all out. And my mom says I so appreciate you very much. I'm out of uh, four siblings. Well, yeah, because I have four brothers and I have two sisters. One of them passed. And out of all of us, we would all do what we can for our moms. So it's important that we take time and make sure that we pour into each other as well. To my girlfriend, she texted me a few minutes ago. Shout out to my girl Steph. She says, make sure that you're making time for yourself. Be gentle to yourself. Be gentle to yourself. Channel that anger into something. Exercise. Carolyn said it in the beginning of the show. Make sure that you are exercising. Every morning, I've been doing my morning walks with Miss Stevie. If you follow me on Instagram, I do it in my stories and I'm venting, just ranting, just going on a tangent. If you got, I swear a lot in there. So, yes, if you got to swear, do what you got to do. Scream, jump, shout. I was watching an episode of MTV's True Life and it was about managing anger. And in one of the episodes, exercise as well too. Get an empty glass jar, put it in a plastic bag, and y'all break it up. Break it up. There's crash rooms for that, where it's like old television. You can go and just destroy, do what you got to do, tear up the TVs, do what you got to do. Get it out of your system because that anger is a poison, and stress and anger can take you on up out of here. I'm telling you, it will wear you thin. My mom, she stresses me out sometime, and I'm being transparent with you. All of y'all keeping it real, really real today. She stresses me out sometimes, but I love my mom. And I told her I would go to the end of the world, and back for her because it's like the tables have turned. As our parents getting older, it's up to us now, the next generation, to see to it that they have everything that they need, that they're good, that they're straight. So, with that being said, tap into that space. Go to exercise. Go exercise. Go to a crash out room where you can break things, where you can destroy things. Painting is a good way to relieve anger. There was a woman who created something called rage baking, where you can actually bake in the kitchen. Find things to keep your mind content. Binge watch your favorite program. Watch documentaries. Again, that's how I know so much about World War II, Adolf Hitler, fascism, imperialism, white supremacy, and the history of it, because I read and I watch a lot of documentaries. And there's hours long of documentaries that you can watch right here on YouTube. Just pick whatever which one you want to, put it on your TV and watch it. Ask yourself questions. My mom, she took it back to fifth grade. She bought me a whole ELA book, y'all, because she know I like to read, and that was my favorite subject in school. It was English language arts. It was public speaking, and that's how Style by Stevie was formed, just off of the birth of that. Getting in and standing and speaking up. She bought me an English language arts book. And I said, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. Because as you get in your adult years, those brain cells, we start to forget certain things. I said, wow. So I don't know where she found it from, but she brought it to me. And I'm surely going to be working in that. She bought me puzzles and everything because she knows that's something that I like to do. I like to create vision boards as well, too. So find your safe space. You know how you have to get out when they say evacuate, a storm is coming or a tornado or whatever is coming, and we're having to evacuate and go to another city or wherever or hotel just for that time being until everything is done. Find your safe space. You're evacuating away from whatever it is that's stressing you out. And I mean, work, it can be the current state of the world. Find your safe space. It can be art. For me, it's fashion. For me, it's Style by Stevie hosting this platform. For me, it is creating. Creativity, they say music calms the savage beast. So write a song. Go in there and try to practice how to play the piano. You know, work on little things. Tap into hidden talents that you never knew you had. We all have a hidden talent somewhere. I can cook a little bit. Now, I wouldn't say I'm no Gordon Ramsay or no Carla Hall, but the Stevie can cook a little bit. I mean, one year at Thanksgiving, I did mac and cheese, and everybody, the whole plate, we had a big foil tin pan of it. It was so heavy. We had to sit it on the porch, and at the time, it was around winter. So we didn't have enough space to put enough food in the refrigerator, so we had to sit it on our porch here at the house. And it was gone. Everybody liked it. So I was like, hey, at least I did something. Tap into that. Take a culinary arts class. Tap into something that you never knew you had a talent to do. Like my mom, she likes to sew and she wants to get into knitting. So it's all of these different things that you have available. Resources are there. There's nothing wrong with going back to school and learning. There's nothing wrong with that. Uh, Talk to a friend. Go out, get out of the house some, because sometimes sitting in the house is like the walls is closing in on you. You feel like, you're in a close space. And what do they call it? Oh my God, I cannot remember what they call it when you're in a tight space and you're freaking out. I can't remember what that word is called. K2, help me out. Somebody help me out in the comments. Just like, oh my God, I feel like the walls are caving in. I feel like I'm going crazy sometimes. Get out of the house some. And I tell my mom that too. Certain things will stress her out and make her angry. And by the way, she is a Libra and she is stubborn. If anybody got any Libras out there, y'all know some of them are stubborn. And I mean, she is stubborn. So I'm like, Mama, stop stressing about that. Stop beating yourself up. Anxiety, yes, anxiety. And I have that when you feel like everything is just caving in. Hi, Alvin, Tit for Tat, this and that. Another one of my amazing colleagues. Um, we're talking about navigating through the mist of chaos and darkness and finding peace. That's the part of our conversation. Uh, Through fascism. And I know a lot of us have concerns and worries. You message me, if not me, then you'll message K2 or Alvin, and you go to our platforms as an escape. So it feels like, hi, Spicy, my girl. How you doing, girl? Welcome, welcome. We are talking about navigating through the darkness. Uh, I know a lot of us are looking for ways to maintain our peace, but I've given so many options. Another I would say is drawing. I have a sketch. I have a little sketchbook from when I was sketching in high school because I wanted to major in fashion mass communications. I wanted to be like a fashion illustrator and sketch the gowns for the designers and everything, and then they could make it based off of that. But find an outlet that you can vent in, that you can work to. Find a safe space, and I would recommend everybody do that. Chores, doing chores. I know for me, every morning, 7 a.m., I wouldn't just be going on my morning walk. I would go and pick pecans, and I have a big bag of pecans. I have so many pecans that I can't find nobody to share them, y'all. So if you got any recommendations, please let me know if you're in the Carolina area. But it's those little things. It's therapeutic for me. It's being one with nature because you're touching grass. Experience nature. They say grounding. You can go outside and walk barefoot. And not this girl right here. I'm in South Carolina. So y'all know we got every sort of bed bug and roach and leaves and mice and everything down here. So no, 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 not this girl here. But if that's your thing, do it. It's called grounding. Be one with the earth. Now, what Joey Digital does on his channel is he does it on the beach. Shout outs to my girl, Faith is the Substance. Shout outs to her, y'all. Make sure y'all go and support. It is Women's History Month, y'all. Make sure y'all go and support my girl, Faith is the Substance. And Faith, you need to have Carolyn on your show. And I could see that interview. So definitely, ladies, exchange information and link up. I think the energy would be everything because Faith, you both have the same similar personality. So definitely, where it's just like relax. And Faith, a little bit about her, I'm picking on her. She has a, how can I say it? She has a very sweet, gentle spirit. And Carolyn, the same. So I think you ladies would hit it off for sure. So, Faith, exchange contact information with Carolyn. You ladies chop it up. But that's a conversation I would love to see. It's because your energy is almost the same. But we're talking about navigating through the midst of chaos and finding a safe space, finding your team, your tribe as well too. Your team and your tribe that will give you joy, that will give you happiness as well. And the same. And she says, let's make it happen. So, ladies, reach out to one another and exchange contact info. Love to see it. Would love to see that because you're both basically the same. And they don't call her Faith for a reason. Her name Faith stimulated from out of the Bible scripture. And she broke it down on her platform. And she talks a lot about it. She has a range of different conversations with spirituality, which is what we've covered a little bit as well too. Everybody has their own way of believing in the universe and so many things. So I want you all to be vigilant and be aware. Form a relationship with the Creator, with the universe, with Him, with Jehovah Jireh, with anybody who you believe in. Just find that space that you can escape to. Write about it. There's so many books. My mom has given me scriptures as well too to read. I do something called the Warrior's Prayer every morning when I get up, and it's just like, how are you so resilient? How are you so I stoic in a way, but there are days when I break down and cry and I get emotional, and I would suggest you do the same as well too. Share, throw yourself a cry party. You know, everybody have them just pour out and release and be one, hand over heart. Pour out and release to one. And that's what I would recommend for other people as well too. Find a way to get it out of your system because once you release that poison, that toxin out of your body, you feel so much better, like a weight has been lifted off of you. And trust me, I know this all for sure. It makes me angry what he's doing every day, the orange man. But by me going on my colleague Alvin tit for tat this and that panel, he just like have at it. He sits back like this and just you got the floor, and y'all get a kick out of it. I cut up over there and I laugh and we have a good time. But in a way, for me, y'all, it's therapeutic to be able to get it out. You gotta scream, you gotta shout. Go to an empty space. And I know it seems like childhood, like, like something a kid would do, like we would scream in the sky and would be an echo. But we have to tap into that inner child, y'all. It is never too late to tap into your inner child. Carol, what would you suggest for people to tap into their inner child? Because we feel like, as we all adults here, we're just like, we're too grown for that. Nah. But what would you say about people tapping into that inner child?
So, what I feel is that we must strengthen our community engagement. We have to care if our neighbor eats. We have to care if our neighbor is getting sleep. We have to care
Mm,
if our neighbor is getting the proper medical care. We have to patronize our herbalists and our flower essence practitioners and our um, massage therapists. All of these people who offer us alternative means without side effects of self care. We have to begin to listen to one another more closely because the answer is there. And a lot of our suffering has a lot to do with uh, not being able to not being able to understand what is available to us. Okay. So, in that, as an herbalist and in that community, we speak about that a lot. How we really ache for people to come to us because a lot of information is available to us that you won't get otherwise because we've immersed ourselves in that study. And I really am sending out a clarion call for people to get serious about it. It's not just a hit and run, it's how our ancestors helped us get here. Okay. So and it takes a sense of community because we are a strong community in that we talk to one another, we listen to one another as far as health issues go, and as far as the conditions of the world goes from a political point of view. There are herbalists sending tinctures and everything out to Minnesota now. I'm about to help with that uh, effort, and we have to get involved. So, Miss Stevie, you are doing such a wonderful thing, bringing people together to just listen and, to give me a platform to get the message out that we are waiting for you. We're waiting, but just like my mentor, Queen of Four, said to me once, sometimes it's too late. So we can't sit around and wait. The time has passed. It's not now, it has passed. But we still have an opportunity to make positive change.
absolutely. And it's up to us. Again, we have to look within ourselves. We have to look within ourselves. And I love bridging gaps and bringing people together. Another person who does it that I want to give a shout out to is Conscious TV. If you guys know Conscious, Conscious does the same thing as well too. Everybody has different backgrounds, different walks of life. And what Conscious does on his platform is he brings people together. And I gave him his flowers for that. And I'm still going to keep giving him his flowers for that because time is of the essence. And we don't know how much time we have on this earth. Make sure that you're loving into someone, hugging on someone, kissing on someone. Make sure that you are celebrating them and pouring into them and giving them their flowers. And I'm going to do a whole lot better as well too. So yes, self accountability is key. I've become so wrapped up and consumed with helping other people that I don't really make time for myself as well too. And I'm admitting that. And even hosting this platform, sometimes I'm so concerned about myself, but I have to make sure that I'm extending that branch out to other family members. Speaking of family, this Friday, my cousin, who is co-owner of my talk show Style by Stevie here, she's coming on with me Friday. We talk every Saturday. Oh my God. Y'all love her. I said, well, she done took my doggone show. Y'all love Sherry. Take Smith Style by Stevie off and call it Sherry, like Sherry Shepherd. But y'all love her. Y'all was like, is she coming back? But she's coming back Friday. And it's those little things, those family gatherings. We text. She texted me to let me know because she has a birthday coming up this month here. And she said, let's do it in March. And I said, that would be great. It's Women's History Month. It's your birthday month. And it's perfect because they've been asking about you. Have you ladies tried hummus before? I've never tried it. I've never tried it, but I love chamomile. I love chamomile. I love lavender. I love all of the essential things that help you relax. And Carolyn gave a few. You guys can watch it back from the beginning that of things that can help you relax. Teas that you can take in as well too. That will help you put your mind to ease. Chamomile tea did it for me. It helped me sleep just like a baby at night. How do I sleep and I wake up so rejuvenated and I'm up the next day and and I still got energy in me? It's because I make sure that I get my 8 hours. I didn't get back. Keep in mind, because my mom didn't finish braiding my hair. We didn't get back till like 12:24 in the morning because she had a lot to do that day, and we she didn't get done with my hair till around that time. I said, "Mama, it's 12:24." And she looked up. She said, "Wow, I guess time is going by fast." And I think this new daylight savings time spring forward is going to knock us all off track. It's knocked us all off track. Where it's still in the morning, it's 7 a.m. dark. Uh, I'm waiting for the sunlight to come out. But make sure that you are taking time for yourself. Time is of the essence. Make sure that you're pouring time into other people that you care about as well too. So stop by, visit them, ask them how their day is going. You know, all of the things are the things. So again, hummus, I love it. It's nice and creamy and great for a good meal.
Yes.
Ah, yes, hummus. Uh, there's so many things that you can form recipes out of and create things out of. So tap into that. Get into nature. Get into nature. Tap into nature. Become one with nature. And like I said, my mom has got the green thumb. I do not. Uh, but my grandmother does as well too. So, but she's not able to get to her flowers like she used to. She's turning 82 this year, and the things that she used to be capable to do, she's no longer. So it's like one of my aunts, my mom's sisters, or any of my other family members would have to go and help her tend to her plants, her flowers, make sure that they're watered and everything. And that's another thing. Make sure that you are watering your own spiritual garden, watering your own spiritual garden, pouring into yourself, making sure that you are gentle to oneself. And that's what I would recommend for everybody. I like it with crushed red pepper and extra virgin olive oil. That's another thing. Go to a winery. Go to a winery. Taste different wines. It's a movie, and y'all know the movie with Julia Roberts, Eat, Pray, Love, where she took a bunch of vacations around the country. Start a journey like that. Start a journey like that. Document your journey. My other sister, she does things like that. She's like a travel influencer. She goes from city to city. I mean, she's been to all over. So make sure that you are traveling and seeing the world. Grass. There's so many different parts of the country that you can be. Yes, Eat, Pray, Love with Julia Roberts. Yes. Start yourself an Eat, Pray, Love journey. I've seen, who was it? Taraji P. Henson. She talked about going on vacations by herself, experiencing different cultures, different parts of the country. So, I mean, do that. That's a good way to find peace, and you'll be surprised. You will definitely be surprised. You'll enjoy the food. You'll enjoy the nature there, especially under the Tuscan sun. That's a good one as well too. That's a good movie as well too to go check out. That's yeah. Find your escape. Find your escape. Uh, I know at one point in my life, I would always, I don't know what it was, but I would always watch the Food Network. The Food Network was my escape. Top Chef and what's the other show? The Ultimate Baking Championship, where it would be like they would do one with Halloween, they would do one for Christmas, and you see people running through the kitchen just brainstorming, using their creativity to create these beautiful, delicious treats and desserts, and just their creativity. So find little things like that. Find your escape. Find your outlet. That's for you, and that's what I would recommend. So with that in conclusion, make sure that you're also exercising as well too. You watch those shows too, brother. They're good. And which reminds me, I don't have Food Network. I have something called Taste. Taste Made is, I think, a channel. You guys can go there and check out some the chefs. There's so many different shows on food. If you like art, there's a channel for Bob Ross as well too. And my mom was like, I said, "Mama, I like his hair." I made her laugh. So I love Bob Ross's hair. Yes, I love it. I love the curls. So watching him paint, she was braiding my hair one day in the living room as well too. Now, again, I turned into that 8-year-old kid again when my mom would braid my hair, and we were watching Bob Ross on the TV. So find your escape that works for you. I'm addicted to all the cooking shows and have crazy cookbooks. Yes, and recipes, brainstorm. There's so many things that you can do. Love, Romance, and Chocolate starring Lacey Chabert. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Hallmark has some pretty good movies as well too that you can go and check out. They have great shows on there. So find your escape. Mysteries. Try to figure out the mystery. There's a game called Clue, and I haven't seen that game in ages. So there's things that you can do. Of course, Monopoly is around. There's Parcheesi, there's Taboo. Play games with your family. We talk about tribes. Invite your friends over. Like Carolyn said, it's important that you reach out to your neighbor more than ever. Check on your neighbor. Have a game night. Start a family or a friend's game night. You know, it can be every day. We're going to do it at Tuesday at such and such at this person's house. And then rotate. You know, do it like that. Start a book club. There's so many things that you can do to get involved so you won't feel like you're alone, you know, and everybody can embrace and love on one another. It's good to know that you're not alone, and I'm going to keep emphasizing that because I know a lot of people feel like, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I'm alone. I got that a lot in my DMs from people when Orange Piggy was elected. But I want you all to remember that. So before we conclude, I can't have my girl Carolyn here and not celebrate Women's History Month. So, Carolyn, for both of us being amazing, accomplished, beautiful African American women, what is one thing that you can say that is your superpower as a black woman in this country, in the United States of America? Because I think you are a goddess with what you're doing. Your energy is just, and the audience, K2, they're feeding off of your energy as well, too. And I'm pretty sure gonna want you to come back. Yes, she's coming back. I'm gonna bring her back. So, what would you say as a black woman is your superpower? And I'll start first. I would say, as a black woman, my superpower would be the fact that we are so inept, that intuition. We catch on to things easily. Women, we catch on to things so easily. My mom, and I'm gonna give you an example. My mother, because you know how they always say you see things with your third eye, and my mom instantly knows if I'm not feeling well. It was one day I had a cold and then I had a sinus infection. And she was like, something is going on. Something is going on. You're not, I can tell from your nose, you're not breathing like you should. So what's going on here? My mom instantly picked up on that. She said, you need to go lay down. I was washing dishes. I was still working and going. And she's like, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. When your mom tells you, I know you sick, you ain't going nowhere. You staying here. They know. So women's intuition, that's one. So Carolyn, for you as a black woman, what would you say would be your superpower?
Well, Stevie, I lost your audio. Yes.
Uh oh. Can you hear me now? All right. Perfect. Nine.
Audio.
What would be your superpower?
So what I'll do since I lost your audio is I'm just going to say some parting words, and that is I love the conversation about kitchen medicine. Hummus is definitely one of the Ayurvedic dishes that, Ayurveda focuses on your diet. And so that's the first line of attack for health. And I love the fact that you're enthusiastic about food because cooking can be a meditation as well. And I teach a course entitled Culinary Medicine in the African American Kitchen. And I take the scourge off of soul food by explaining to people it's the way it's prepared that will make it unhealthy. But overall, soul food is very healthy because it's chock full of vegetables, it's chock full of pot liquor, you know. Uh, in slavery, uh, the slaves were given the pot liquor without the oppressors realizing that they were giving the most nutritious part to the slave. So don't throw away your pot liquor. As a matter of fact, if you have some left over, you can mix it in your rice when you make your rice and flavor your rice with it and everything. You know, uh, we have our string beans, our corn, our rutabagas. I had some rutabagas recently. They don't show up much anymore, but and they are something else to peel. But once you get through all that, it's very much worth it. And our peaches, different ways we can make our peaches and our apples, our grapes, and just really concentrate on not using too much salt and concentrate on the type of salt you use. Pink Himalayan is best. Plus, you don't use a lot of it because it's very salty. So you don't need a lot. And your sugars, stop with the sugar, you know, choose your substitutes. And I'm not talking about the fake sugar like in the packets. I'm talking about uh, your honey. Brown sugar is acceptable, but you have date sugar and other. Oh, I even saw rose sugar and hibiscus sugar. So you can get floral sugars and you can actually eat flowers. So incorporate flowers into your meal. I found out that nasturtium is delicious on avocado, you know, and it's a beautiful flower. It comes in many different colors. And You have your lavender, you make your lavender teas and your rose teas. So, I just wanted to, as long as you can hear me, let you know that I've been paying attention and that I hear you and I celebrate you. And happy Women's Day.
You too, girl. And I
I
want
love you,
each
Miss
and every one of
PZ.
you, and I love you too. Y'all, make sure y'all are following Carolyn Jones. Make sure y'all go and follow her, The Healing Project on Instagram. Where can everyone else follow you, Carolyn? Because this was such a great conversation. And yes, I'm going to bring her back.
Thank you. And may I say my website for people to give me a holler?
Yes.
www.behealed.info. Okay? Take care, everyone. Love you.
See you tomorrow. Joining me tomorrow, we have LaTroy Gardner, Mr. One Man Catalog. See y'all then.